To Justice Giles, it's Maytha here. I would like to begin by reading out a statement which in return I will ask you and counsel to confirm is correct. I hope that is okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you. The hearing on this application is being held in the DIFC courts in Dubai by way of teleconference. Although Justice Roger Giles, the judge hearing this application, is appearing by way of teleconference from Australia, any orders or directions made after or during the course of this PTR will be issued by the registry in Dubai on Justice Roger Giles' instructions. Will the judge and parties representative please confirm that the situation is as I have stated?
Yes, we do.
Oh, yes, on behalf of the claimant, I confirm.
Thank you very much. We are here for a pre-trial review in the matter of CFI 037-2019 before Justice Roger Giles. The claimant is represented by Global Advocacy and Legal Counsel. The lead counsel is Lewis Wright. The defendant is represented by Kanan Advocates and Legal Consultants. Lead counsel is Samir Kanan.
Right.
That's
yes.
correct.
Thank you.
Well, let me lead off by saying we were adjourned from last week because there was some possible settlement discussions. Obviously, I don't want to know the detail, but have they concluded, or is there still a possibility of settlement? What's the position?
Well, we have started the settlement process. But until now, we didn't reach a conclusion to the same because first the appointment of the mediator had been a little bit delayed.
No, we're gonna try to reach a settlement.
Yeah, we will try to reach settlement.
All right, no, that's good. Thank you. Well, please continue with that because a negotiated agreement is always better than a forced one. But let's go ahead on the assumption that matters will be proceeding, because that's the assumption we must make for this PTR. So can I ask for a beginning, who will be appearing at the actual hearing? Ms. Wright, will you be appearing, or will you be instructing or assisting someone?
I will be appearing on behalf of the claimant.
Thank you. And Mr. Kanan, will you be appearing yourself, or will you be instructing?
I'll be attending the hearing on behalf of TIG.
Thank you very much. Good.
Thank you.
Can I just run through then what I believe is the existing timetable, just to make sure that we know what, if the matter isn't settled, has to be done between now and the trial date, which is the 12th of August. The first thing, as I understand it from the existing timetable, is the trial bundle on or by the 29th of this month.
Yes.
I'll just go through all of the things and tell me if there is any misunderstanding somewhere. Then I think the questions require an agreed chronology by the 6th of August. The skeletons come after that, the claimant skeleton on the 9th of August and the defendants on the 10th of August. That's my understanding of the current directions. Is there any misunderstanding there or disagreement?
No, for us it's clear, sir.
And Ms. Wright?
Sorry, I that the defendant said that, but yes, from what you've said, sir, we would agree.
Yes, thank you very much. Good. One small thing, there seems to be some uncertainty about the right name of the defendant. Is that an issue or not?
Certainly on behalf of the claimant, it is not an issue. I'll allow my friend to make submissions on that point.
Meaning what do you say is the right name of the defendant, Ms. Wright?
It is the industrial group.
Meaning a corporation? Does it have limited after its name? What's the actual strict name?
The Industrial Group Limited, which we know is also known as the Al Banawi Trading and Industrial Group Limited.
But what is your understanding there, Ms. Wright? I don't want there to be any hiccup on this, of the proper name of the entity that you're suing.
The proper name is the industrial group. Al-Bannawi is a separate entity.
All right, Ms. Wright, you're happy then that that's the group that you've sued? That's the entity?
Yes, we're happy, yeah.
Thank you very much. That's good. The next thing I had on my list, and of course at the end of this I'll ask if there's anything either of you wishes to raise, is the question of the hearing itself, which obviously enough will be conducted by using video conferencing. But I'd like to just check up on the situation about the various witnesses. Where's my note gone? Ms. Wright, your witnesses are going to be Mr.
Mr. Ali Al-Hashimi, Ms. Sharon Lakan, and Ms. Graziella Gerges.
Good. Now, are they all going to be giving evidence by video conference from your offices or where?
As far as I'm aware, they will be in the offices. We are still working remotely at the moment. However, the office is open, and I think for the avoidance of any technological issues, we will be asking them to give evidence from the office.
Okay. Indicated 4 witnesses. Mr. Jabera, I hope I pronounced it correctly. Mr.
Khalid Jabera.
Thank you, Jabera. Okay.
Ms. Khalid Jabera, Your Honor.
Right. Well, now, let's take Mr. Khalid Jabera first. Where's he going to be giving evidence from?
Here in Dubai.
In your offices? All right.
Yes, please.
Thank you. And Mr. Hamid, I think, is another one who I believe is in Dubai. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And he'll similarly be giving evidence from your offices?
Right.
Okay. Well, then the more complicated ones, as I understand it, are Mr. Beckley and Mr. Zaglul, and I hope I pronounce his name correctly.
Exactly, yes, sir. Actually, sorry, sir. Yeah,
go ahead.
William Buckley will be in Canada, actually. And Hatem would be at that time in Egypt. So we have Buckley and Hatem, they are outside Dubai. First one in Canada and the second one in Egypt.
All right. Well, now let's take Egypt to begin with. What arrangements have you made for him to give his evidence? And may I ask, I believe it's probably the same time zone as Dubai, is it?
He will be at the company offices in Egypt. So maybe we can have a video and audio statement, witness statement. For both, actually, for both, for Hatem. For Hatem, we'll have, if possible, sir, video conferencing.
Yes, that's right. But it's your intention, though, that he be linked by video conferencing from your offices in Egypt. Is that correct?
No, not from our offices, from the client office in Egypt.
Yes. Well, now, what about, and is that in the same time zone as Dubai or a slightly different time zone?
1 hour.
There is one hour difference between Dubai and Egypt. UAE and Egypt, there is, Egypt is 1 hour earlier.
Thank you. Well, that should not present a difficulty. Now, Mr. Beckley, though the time zone may be a difficulty, what is proposed about giving his evidence by video conference?
The problem is it is 9 hours later than here.
I know. What's your solution to the problem?
Actually, we need to discuss it with the DIFC administration.
Well, you do. This is why I was raising the matter. Do you know yet where he will, from what place, an office or what in Canada he will be giving his evidence?
Actually, he will be on his personal computer. We are not sure of the location, but for the time factor, it will be 9 hours, we assume. But we can confirm it to the IFC management administration.
Yes, well, don't forget that I am also in a different time zone. I am 6 hours ahead of you. In other words, presently it is a bit after 4 o'clock in the afternoon where I am.
Okay.
So if Mr. Beckley's evidence is much later, I do not particularly want to be up at midnight.
Okay.
So please take that into account when you make arrangements for Mr. Beckley's evidence. And once you have made the arrangement, and it will need, I think, some cooperation with Miss Wright about perhaps calling him out of ordinary order, but calling him, having him give his evidence at a time when it is feasible without putting him or me or anyone else into unfortunate lack of sleep.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Certainly, we would have no objection to that, sir. And also, if it is something that the DIFC would consider, certainly on the claimant's behalf, we would be willing to commence proceedings earlier than usual if that would assist all parties.
Yes, well, that would certainly be useful from my point of view. If my start is a little earlier in the afternoon, but I will leave that to the parties. If that is not possible, so be it. However, now the last thing, however, is when we have these witnesses giving their evidence remotely, there will be a need, no doubt, for them to refer to documents. Let me just explain that. I would expect that each witness will have a copy of the witness's witness statement or statements, that as their evidence in chief, they will be sworn in an appropriate way. They will be asked to confirm that the witness statement is correct, and then they'll be cross-examined. So they will need their witness statement, and they will also need to have available to them whatever documents they might need for their cross-examination. So what is proposed to make sure that they have all those documents?
On behalf of the claimant, of course, we're in a slightly better position, being that all witnesses are in Dubai and present at the office.
Yes, that is a much easier course. Mr. Khan, you may have slightly more difficulty there. Have you taken this on board and started making plans for it? Because you will need to, I think.
Yes, of course, sir. But we will we'll look at it, and we'll try to get it as smoothly as possible.
We'd like to note that William Beckley was the general counsel of the company, so he would be in a position to understand the process, and we would share with him the documents that he requires.
Yes, well, that's fine. There will be, I'm sure there will be an e-bundle filed, and maybe if he has the e-bundle, but looking things up online can take a bit of time and not necessarily be convenient. I simply raise this with you to make sure that you have it in mind and are taking steps to deal with it. Mr. Kanan, there's one further thing which I think is necessary for you to do. You need to make sure that there is no problem with Mr. Beckley giving his evidence and taking an oath in Canada.
Yes, sir.
As I'm sure you're aware, in some countries it's not considered correct for someone to take an oath there and give evidence from there. Sometimes in some countries you need to get permission from the authorities in that country. I don't know what the Canada position is, but that's something you need to check up on.
We
Okay?
will, sir. We will.
Thank you. All right. Well, that really are the things that I wanted to run through to make sure that things will go smoothly on the 12th of August, except for one last thing. I have received the time estimate which the parties put forward with their plan for the hearing. Thank you very much. It looks there like a 2-day hearing rather than a 1-day hearing, because when you add up just the times for evidence, quite apart from submissions, you get to 9¼ hours. So it looks to me like a 2-day case rather than a 1-day case. Any comments on that?
No, sir. I think parties came to realise that once the witness statements were submitted. So I think parties would agree with your assessment.
Yeah, we agree with your assessment as well. Our hope is that we'll be able to finish it within 1 day, but there may be a need for a second day.
Yes. All right. Well, we will see how it goes, but there will be, simply because of time, there will be some limitation on the being able to run beyond normal hours or normal length of a day.
Yes,
When it gets, if it gets to 10 o'clock here, I may well be running out of energy.
Okay, understood.
Okay. Well, now those are the matters that I wanted to go through. Is there anything else that either of you would like to raise that you think needs attention now? First of all, Ms. Wright.
May I ask
in
which part of Australia you are, so that we are sure of the time zone?
I'm in the Sydney time zone.
Sydney. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anything else?
Nothing from the claimant. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Kanan, that you see the need to raise?
No, that's perfect, sir. Thank you.
All right. Well, now, would you please ask, and I'm sure Matha is hearing this, that once you've made your arrangements for the precise timing and the witnesses out of Dubai, would you make sure that the registry is told it and they can pass them on to me so I know ahead of time? Otherwise, I think I will see you hear you and see you, of course, on the 12th of August, unless the matter settles in the meantime.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
We will all clock off now. Thank you indeed. Bye then.
Thank you.